go.
Welcome back to a special edition episode of A Degree of Dopeness, where we have our fitness expert, Teryn It Up Fitness. He is actually going to be the instructor today, so I'm going to turn it over. I look forward to seeing everything that he has to share with all of us. And stay tuned. I promise you this episode is not one that you want to miss. Did that one freeze, cut, go. All right, ready? Welcome back. And again, I am not the host today. You are the host. Tell me, what did you do? Tell them.
Honestly, it just really all starts with just day-to-day simple things. You don't really have to go on and make a major jump from the start. It's all about, just one little tweak here and there can make a drastic change. And honestly, I just wanted to ask you, going on and going through the program, what was the biggest thing that you saw that was kind of like the easiest motion to change for you?
That's a good question. The easiest motion to change for me, as far as like momentum in this whole process, was actually the eating. The eating was the easiest part. For me, the hard part is the working out. I'm like you people. I don't like the gym. I don't want to sweat. I just want to get my day going. So for me, some of the easiest changes were the diet plan that you gave me. Just making sure what I eat, loading up with nuts and not carbs, but good carbs.
Yeah.
Those types of things made a big difference in how I just manage my hunger through the day.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. What else do you have for us?
So a big thing, I was like you said, a lot of people don't like to exercise, and that's always the hardest part as a trainer to go on and get people to do, is because not everybody wants to go on and take an hour out of their day to go on and work out.
Hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that how long it's supposed to be?
I mean, some people like to go into the gym and go do it for an hour, but that's not necessary.
No.
It really can go on to be, just a few 5-minute spurts during your day. It can be just some stretching, 5 minutes of stretching in a day.
Well, I stretch daily, and I know most of us think we stretching right. And I'm with you guys. I thought I was stretching right until you sent me the stretches that I was supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. So if you're like me, my stretches were, lean to the side, lean a little bit here, but when you were explaining to me, and I want you to explain it to them, like the momentum of now being able to do this.
Yeah.
I know, right? It's like this. That's not a hard thing, but for me it was, so.
Well, honestly, for some people, it's like simple motions are harder to do for other people. Like, some people that have a lot of like body muscle. I was like, some people can't sit back and just do this.
True.
Like you're so big, you're so tight, you're so tense, you can't just sit back and do that motion. So a lot of stretching is being able to get your body flexible, but being able to control your body as well. I was like, a lot of people like doing yoga because when you do yoga, it teaches you not only can you do those positions, but you can control your body in those positions. And with body control comes a lot of movements and motions that a lot of people aren't able to do, and just simple things that can overall better help your health, to be honest.
You say body control, and that's a good one for a physical trainer to think about, but what about mind control? Because again, it's that food process for me, and we talked about it, but daily going through it, like it's one thing to have the momentum and say, you know what, I gotta eat better than my car, but it's another thing to say, okay, now how do I eat better than my car? So how do you do that, especially now when money is not in abundance for people to get organic foods and all these fresh vegetables that cost a little bit more? What are some of your tricks that you could give me for like an educator on a budget?
Honestly, and it's funny because really a college kid coming from college, we live on a budget.
Yeah.
So it's just being able to make little flexible changes, just one day of not going out to Little Caesars or In-N-Out or everything like that. It's one day, but that's $10-15 right there. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's fruits, bananas, oranges, nuts. I was like, just little carbs that you can throw in there.
Oh.
I was like, trust me, I was like, as a kid coming from a budget, I know how much ramen is. I know how much.
Everybody knows 39 cents.
Exactly.
39 cents for a pack of chicken noodle ramen can get you through the day, the week, the hour, because it is filling, but it is filled with so much sodium and so many things that are not healthy for us, even though it's a quick fix.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you said a lot of fast food places just like running in, running out. So what do you do to avoid the running in, running out if you're trying to maintain control of your body and trying to control, the mental process that comes when you see a fast food burger or a commercial where those chicken nuggets look amazing?
Oh, yeah.
It's tempting.
They do.
But
That's the hard part, because the hardest part is being able to go on and catch yourself. I realize that whenever it comes to people having habits, we know that we have a habit, but we don't really address it until we take something out of our lives. You take something out, and you just constantly feel your body pulling you towards that all the time. It's like, oh, you know, I'm going to give up sweets for, 3 days. On your first day, hey, you want a cookie? It's like, what's
temptation's off.
I was like, it's all right there, but the hardest part of that would have to be the fact that you have to limit yourself on what you can take. I'm not going to sit back and tell you have to take everything out, because everybody wants a cheat day.
Nobody wants to live like that.
Exactly. I was like, everybody wants a cheat day. Everybody wants like an answer to a quiz. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I stopped taking out the word cheat day in my vocabulary, because, and that's just me, I don't know if that's part of the fitness plan, but I don't like to live waiting for an opportunity to eat well.
Exactly.
I eat well every day, and I plate my meals as if I'm in a restaurant, because you eat with your eyes before you eat with anything else. So I just sit down and make sure that what I'm about to take into my body is something, one, beautiful in eyes, visual, and beautiful for my body. And what does this make me feel like after I've done it? Do I feel more beautiful, or do I feel less beautiful? Because you have to start really assessing how foods make you feel.
Exactly.
Any food triggers that you can think of that people can avoid going into the new year? Because I know there's probably some cake still left over, some cookies still that Santa didn't eat. What can we do?
If you got kids, I'm gonna be honest, give it to your kids sometimes.
Really?
Like sometimes you gotta pawn it off, because I'll be honest, there will be a few times where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna eat healthy.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in there, I know there's a piece of chocolate cake in the fridge. I was like, I know it's in there. Every single time I open the fridge, it's calling my name just a little bit louder than the last time. But
he said feed it to the children. Oh God, it's hilarious. I wouldn't recommend that.
I mean, I wouldn't either, but it's like,
it's true.
At the
It's
same
true.
time,
Because
you
their
gotta
metabolism is faster than yours. So I can see that, hey, you can have it healthy. Me personally, I'm just like, let's all try to eat healthy.
Yeah.
In the new year, take your family with you. Let's try that.
Yeah.
Let's all move to the healthy side. But you're right. I don't know what to do, because wastefulness is not a good thing.
Yeah.
You can't throw it out. So learning to deal in portion control is really one of those things. This was the first year where it was a very quiet Christmas Eve, quiet New Year's Eve. Didn't have a lot of people over, maybe 10 guests at that, but very little leftovers. Because it's about portion control, about what people, not what you expect them to eat, or what you feel is a reasonable amount to actually give.
Yeah.
Everybody's not looking for more bang for their buck right now. Like the days of the buffets lines, the Golden Corrals is a little different right now. And I loved Golden Corral when they were popping, but in 2021, if you are still standing in line to get an abundance amount of chicken and steak ribs and things that are not healthy for you, then there's a deeper problem to assess besides the restaurant.
Exactly.
It's a mental thing. So what do you recommend the mental process kind of look like? And I know you're not a counselor, but I know you've done a lot of transformations. So what do you think that looks like now?
That's the hardest part about it, is the fact that portion control is huge. I was like, to be honest, just a lot of Americans today, we just have a big problem. We eat not until we're content, but we eat until we're full.
Yes.
And that's what brings obesity. Not just the fact that we eat until we're full, but we're used to that. We get used to that feeling. Just, if we did that on Thanksgiving, that's one thing, but every single day, I'm still hungry. It's like, but you have enough stuff in your body to fuel you.
Yeah.
But instead of going on and being fine with that, no, I want to eat until I'm full. I want to eat until
everybody want to be Santa Claus.
Exactly.
Santa knows there's cookies at every house. When do you stop eating the cookies at every house?
Exactly.
Or do you feel like you have to eat the cookies at every house because that's your job? You understand? I know it sounds like a stupid analogy, but if everybody walks around thinking I have to eat this because someone gave it to me, or I have to do this because this is what my family fixes for me, then you're going to be Santa Claus by the end of all of these food obligations that you've been forced upon by your family, what they expect of you. A lot of people are like, oh, I can't say I'm gluten because people judge me on it. Let them judge you. I judge people that are gluten-free all the time. That must suck for you. But it's not like a judgment. It's just but that's what you got to do to maintain your life. I have a friend that's allergic to pineapple. So every time I go to the bar and grab a drink, he always says, is there pineapple juice in it? And I get frustrated. Like, I know you're allergic to pineapple. Yeah. I get it. But his life depends on if I remember whether or not he is allergic to pineapple, he's gonna ask every single time.
Yeah, you just gotta do it.
You have to. It's your life. And so if we think about it in food content, I used to like shy away from people saying, "Oh, you're eating like a bird now." No, this is just how I'm eating. And if it looks similar to a bird from your eyes, then then perhaps it is, you know. But for me, this is what I'm doing to maintain. Exactly. So how do we maintain in the new year when there's eyes looking and there's people watching and they're waiting if she's going to gain the weight back or she's going to lose the weight back? What do you tell your clients?
To be honest, you got to be okay being the center of attention sometimes. It's just that simple. Sometimes, like, it's always easy for people to accept what's handed to you. Yes. But for you to sit back and reject something, it stirs people up. Not in a mean way. I'm not saying you know, knock it out their hand or whatever, but just a simple no, thank you. People are like, well, what's wrong with it? It's like nothing, but I'm just trying to change something. They're like, well, why? You know, you just, at that point, now you have somebody's attention, and no matter what you do, they're gonna ask. Like you're going to stand out because you're making a change. You're not going on and being used to the simple conformity of everybody else. You're not just accepting what's handed to you. You know it's good for you, and you're making that change and going from, you know, oh, I know this is good and I know it's free, but instead of going on and just taking it, I gotta stick to what I'm doing.
Set your standards. Set your standards in your body, in your life, in your careers, everything. Because people will tell you what they think you should be doing, what they think you should look like, or how they prefer you. I've heard that one. I prefer you thick.
Exactly.
Because I'm morphing my body to your preference. That's what we thought. Okay. So again, you're right. Those mindsets that we have to face in 2021, and we faced them in 2020, 2019, and 2018. The only difference is now it is a new year, and the expectations though are different.
Oh yeah.
Do you have greater expectations for yourself in 2021 than you did in 2020?
It's not even a question. It's a matter of the fact of if you're still happy being where you were last year without making a change, without making a difference, if you're happy and you're not worth $1 billion, you're doing something wrong. Yeah. Because even a billionaire sits back and thinks, what can I do to go on and improve? Not only themselves, but even the people around them or even the world. Like, it's we don't have to just move for ourselves. You don't have to just, you know, oh, okay, like I'm in this situation. I got to figure out what I can do for me so I can get. No, that's selfish. Sit back and, all right, I'm doing good. What can I do to help my people? What can I do to help the people down the street? What can I do to help my community? It's like if you're sitting back just moving for you, your expectations ain't really going to rise that much because you can only do so much. But you bring people around you. When you sit back and fall, they gonna sit there and give you a hand right back up because y'all bringing each other up every day.
Absolutely. Surround yourself with positive people.
Exactly.
And I know that it's 2021, and I've been saying that 2021 is about one, like taking care of number one. And even with taking care of number one, I still know who number one is.
Exactly.
And some people forget that this is a process. And when we're here, we're on a mission, and we're here to do work. And that work may mean that you may have to get your physical together, your mental together, and we don't know what our calling is, or you know what our purpose, our true purpose is. We know what we're supposed to be doing and in the direction. And if whatever you're doing isn't heading you in the direction of your purpose, then you're obviously doing something wrong. So this for me was part of the purpose plan that apparently God has that I didn't have for myself. So I'm excited, and I'm really, really excited to see some of the tricks that we're going to show them. So if you stay tuned, there are some fitness activities we're going to show you very quickly to get your mobility going. Teryn, you will tell them all about it when we come right back.
Of course.
Stay tuned. All right, now we can shoot some of the fitness stuff.
Okay.
I think, was that a good intro ending?
I liked it, yeah.
Okay. And I think we can take the piece from the white dress and wrap it to the back?
Yep.
Okay. So you think that's a finished episode? Yeah. So let's do some fitness stuff. Then I will change for the second episode because I think you wanted to do Black Business with me.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have anything for that to wear?
Yep. Okay. I was like, I brought like 3 outfits.
Okay,
and I was
good.
like, just in case, you know.
So let's